Welcome to the Sports Marketing Machine Podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Nizer. In the last episode, episode number 20, I was joined by Chad Collins of Legacy Search. Legacy Search is an executive recruiting agency specializing in mid to senior level executives for sports organizations across the United States. Chad and I dove into a few major topics related to recruiting and talent acquisition in sports. Number one was how employee recruiting talent acquisition has changed since COVID, what applicants are really looking for in roles, what teams should do as they rewrite or adjust their job postings, and what an ideal candidate should do to stand out in the application process. So if you've not listened to it, go back, episode number 20, Chad Collins of Legacy Search. Today we're going to shift back into marketing tactics. We're going to talk about building audiences within your Meta Business Suite and which ones matter the most. But before we do, if you have not yet, please follow. So hit the follow button and take a listen to some of the past episodes. But following the podcast on your favorite platform, either on Spotify or Apple or wherever it may be, just take a moment to please follow the podcast. It would mean the world to me. All right. So before we dive into the three audiences you should have built within your Meta Business Suite, you should have your pixel already added on your website. You could find your pixel inside of the Meta Business Suite. And if you're not sure if you have it installed correctly or if you even have it installed at all, there is a Chrome plugin called Meta Pixel Helper. And I'm going to put a link in the show notes for it. This will tell you if you have it installed correctly or if you even have it installed at all. All right, presuming that you have it installed and it's correct, here are the three audiences you should have an audience built for within your business suite. Number one, website visitors. By retargeting website visitors, you have the ability to re-engage with visitors who have already shown an interest in your upcoming games by visiting your website. That means they're a warm audience. So by showing relevant ads to them after they leave your site, you stay top of mind to them, and the chances of them converting into ticket buyers actually increases. So when you're retargeting visitors, they're more likely to convert because they've already demonstrated some level of interest in what you have going on. They could have visited your ticketing page, your promotions page, your schedule page, all these different places. But now that you can actually go back and retarget folks who have visited your website. Typically, sport team websites convert at 2% or less, meaning that if you had 100 people that came to your website, only 2 bought something. Having a website audience built, you have that warm audience of potential ticket buyers. In addition, retargeting campaigns often have a higher click-through rate, higher conversion rate, rather than general boosted posts on Facebook or Instagram. So by focusing your efforts on a warm audience rather than a cold audience, you can optimize your advertising budget and you have a higher ROI for your marketing efforts. So number one audience, website visitors. Number two audience is upload your current single game buyers into Meta. Some folks say, well, how far do I go back? I would do 3 years. This helps twofold. When you upload the single game buyers into Meta, the first way this helps is that you're able to target current ticket buyers and turn them into multiple game ticket buyers, which we all know it's easier to turn someone who has been to several games into a mini plan or a season ticket holder rather than a person who's only been to one game. Uploading your ticket buyer data also allows you to utilize the lookalike audience feature within Meta. This feature analyzes the characteristics and behaviors of your existing ticketing buyers, and it finds similar individuals who are not yet buyers yet. So that's great. You can build the lookalike audience and you can retarget the folks who have already purchased before to your games. So by doing so, this increases the chances of you converting them all into multiple game ticket buyers, or the lookalike audiences, it increases your chances of converting them into ticket buyers. And the third audience you should create is video view audiences. This is a big one for a few reasons. Video content tends to attract a higher engagement rate compared to other forms of advertising, specifically static images or text-based ads, those types of things. So when people view your content, that means they're captive, you're holding their attention for longer, leading to longer viewing durations. So think about it. When you watch a 30-second video on Instagram, are you consumed for 30 seconds? Yes, but if you only look at someone's static image for a couple seconds, then swipe up. In that case, the one that's the most valuable is actually the longer viewing duration rather than someone who just looked at your image and swiped up. So by creating audiences of fans who consumed a percentage of one or multiple videos, this allows you to retarget fans who have consumed a large percentage of your videos, making it more likely that they'll buy from you. So they've watched a lot of your videos, either a percentage, 75% of one video or 50% of another or 25 or whatever it is. They're actually more engaged in your content by those specific percentages than if they only see some sort of post that you have that's related to an image post or what have you. My recommendation is to create audiences 75% video views, 50% video views, and 25% video views. So you're going to go through and select them. You're going to select Facebook first, and you'll be able to switch it to Instagram and select them. And you should have a pretty good audience of folks who have consumed 75% or 50%, even 25%. I just did this for a team the other day, and they had about 3,500 to 4,000 fans who watched 25% of videos. When you have that type of audience of folks who have watched videos and you've got a nice audience there, that's great. But what really converts the best is 75 and 50%. So when you have an audience, let's just say of 5,000 people who have watched 75% of some of the videos you've created, you're going to have a higher conversion rate because these folks have watched and consumed a lot of your content or some of your content, which is marvelous. All right, at the end of each episode, I give you a plan of action. These are the main takeaways that you can immediately implement to grow your fan base and sell more tickets. Number 1, make sure your pixel is installed correctly and it's firing. Download the Google Chrome plugin called Meta Pixel Helper and pull up your website to see if it's working correctly. Number 2, build audiences of your website visitors. Upload your single game buyers. Remember I said within the last 3 years I would do those. And video viewers. For your video viewers, 75%, 50%, 25% are the audiences you should build of your video viewers. And takeaway number 3, Meta will ask you if you would like to make lookalike audiences of these. Do it and choose 1%. They will find the top 1% of these audiences. This feature analyzes the characteristics and behaviors of your audience that you just created and puts them into an audience that you could retarget. So if you say, hey, Meta, I want you to find the top 1% of the 75% audience of video viewers that we have. They're going to go out and find people who are just like those folks who've watched 75% of some videos that you've created. They're going to find folks who meet those same characteristics and behaviors. All right, if you're finding value with the content that I've been creating, please share it with someone just like you, someone who's working in sports, trying to grow their fan base and get more fans to games. If you're not sure where to start or just need some additional support, head over to sportsmarketingmachine.com and schedule a call. I help sports teams of all sizes sell more tickets and grow their fan base. Until next time.